Why you came here? Java? You want to learn Java? Java code. That's it. Okay? Right. You? Hmm. Computer science. Okay. And why you came here? Yeah? Java. Okay. Instack Java. Okay, ma'am. Only Java code నేర్చుకుని ఏం చేస్తారు? Can't do anything. Okay. Why you came here, everybody? Huh? Full stack Java. Java full stack. What do you mean of full stack? After learning full stack, what do you do? If I learn full stack, I'm going to develop a application. Okay? We're going to develop a application. Which application? Web application only. Okay? You are going to develop web application. So any web application, if you see, online guys. Um, yeah. So using full stack means stack of the applications, stack of the technologies which we are going to use to develop a web application. All stack we should learn to develop the web application. So in web application, if you observe any web application, okay, there is a layers. Layer number one. What is the layer number one? Presentation layer. What is the presentation layer? You have developed an application. Where do you show? Ekkada chupista. Once you develop application, I have developed one application. How can I show you? Where we see web applications? Anybody can say? Anybody? Do you know web application? Tell me one web application. Don't you know any web application? Do you know or not? Huh? మొబైల్ ఫోన్ పెట్టుకుని రోజంతా వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్లోనే ఉంటారు. మళ్ళీ ఐ డోంట్ నో వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్ ఏంటండి? What is web application? See, do you know browser? What is browser? Tell me. Don't say Google. Okay, fully addicted. Okay? Chrome. Chrome is a browser. What this browser is doing? If you develop any web application, we can see web application inside the Chrome. Okay, see, if I write like this, what is this? This is a, you have done computer science, you are not talking anything. Complete computer science you have been completed. So what about you? అలాంటి ఉండవమ్మా, చదివింది ఏం చెప్పండి. అది మరి. సో BSc computer science, computer science, BSc computer science. Then what about? So what is this? This is called as your website address. Okay, na? This is called as a website address. We call it as a URL, Unified Resource Locator. When you write this, when you press enter button, you will see your application. How you can see application? This is my application. This is my header. What is this? This is my header. This is my footer. Did you see application? Huh? Right? This is my left side of the application. This is my main application. Or if you want, you can develop right side of the application. Right? If you observe this here. So what if I give some kind of color? What is this? So what is this? So this is a look and feel, huh? Will you accept? Isn't it look and feel? Okay, na? Look and feel. Online guys, can you hear me properly? Ramakrishna. If you
Yes, sir.
see any application, if you see
Sure.
any web application, yeah, Ramakrishna. Structure is there. Any web application, you will see the structure of the application. Structure in the sense is the skeleton. On top of this structure, we need to provide a look and feel. On top of this, we need to provide a liveness of the application. What is this? Liveness. So what is the structure part? Structure part we can develop using a technology called as a HTML. Clear? Understanding? We use HTML, hypertext markup language, for a look and feel. Applying a colors and all these things, we need to provide what? CSS. And here the liveness. To provide the liveness, JavaScript. Okay? JavaScript. And here, whatever HTML, it will create a structure. And whatever CSS, it will provide a look and feel. Whatever the JavaScript, it will give you liveness. What is the liveness means? Live application will talk to you. If you are doing any mistake, it will tell you, hey, don't do this, don't do this. Click on that and select this and do this. It will guide you. So, are you learning? Are you learning how to use any application anywhere? You are not learning, no? Any of the mobile, you have so many applications. Are you going anywhere training to how to use application? No. How then? Without knowing how you can use? Please answer. Without knowing how you are using mobile applications. Application itself, it is a guiding you how to use it. Am I right? Okay, na? It is a guiding you so that we can use simply. That is called a liveness of the application. Application has to talk to customer. Hey, do this, don't do this. If you want to do this set of activities. Then you can utilize this. It will give you very clearly instructions. So that is called as a liveness of the application. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript. If I start writing CSS and JavaScript at the time of developing application, it will take a very long time. It will take very long time. So that means the development application, front end part. What is this? This is a front end part. So now look at here. Right. This is called as what? Front end. Front end or user interface. We can call it as front end or user interface. This is called as a presentation layer where you are presenting your application. After developing application, I am asking to the people using this address, please access my application. You can see it. Okay, na? This is called as a URL, Unified Resource Locator. See whatever HTML, CSS, JavaScript, whatever I have written, but it is taking a very long time. What I want to do, I want to decrease the development time. I don't want to develop this much time. So very fastly I want to develop. What I can do? I can do Bootstrap. What is a Bootstrap? Bootstrap is a ready-made. So the one which you want to write, somebody has written already. Somebody has written. Just your job is applying that, like a ready-made tea. If you want to make a tea, how much time it will take? What do you know? You should know how to make tea and milk. So process you should know. Milk, everything, gas, everything required, and 10 to 15 minutes time will take. I want tea immediately within the 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Is it possible? There is a machine, na? Okay, na? Coffee machine, tea machine. Yeah, put the cup and press. Okay, very fastly it will prepare. So such kind of thing is a bootstrap, ready made. Everything is a ready mix. Okay, just your job is to apply. Okay, so this is a completely we call it as a one stack. What we call is a stack. There are technologies we are using to develop front-end application user interface using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap. Okay, na? Today, nobody developing front-end application using these four technologies. Today, nobody developing. So then, what they are using? They are using one more that is called as React.js. What is that? React.js. What is this React.js? Using JavaScript, they have developed one library. What is this? One library. So library. Okay, now using React JavaScript, they have developed. So that's why React.js. What is React.js? Today, everybody developing a front-end applications using a React.js or same kind of AngularJS, Vue.js, such kind of things, something they are using to develop a front-end application. Front-end application is developing with React. Okay, today I am developing a front-end application using React.js. Okay, using React.js, if you are developing a application, there must be a structure or not. For that application also required a structure, required look and feel, required liveness. So inside a React.js, using React.js, if I want to develop a front-end application, to develop the structure part, I am using the same HTML. So using React.js and developing front-end application, there is a need of a look and feel, same CSS I am using. And there is a need of liveness. I use only JavaScript. I want to develop a React.js application very fastly, same Bootstrap. Now, what is the question is going to raise now? Anybody? Can you raise a question now? Oh, people are not developing with these four technologies front-end application. People are using React.js, and inside the React.js, they are using same HTML, same, then what React.js can do? This is the question will raise automatically. Am I right? Obviously will raise, no? What then React.js? See, what we are developing here. Here we are developing, when you develop an application using a HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap, people are used to develop pages. What is the pages? Index.html. Okay, contact.html. Okay, customer.html, product.html, login.html, signup.html. Like this, people are keep on developing what? Pages. Okay, now these pages, whatever we have developed, these pages are existed. There is a one more layer of full stack application. That layer is called as second layer, which is known as a application layer, which is known as a application. Whatever I have written here, this is called as what? URL. What is that? Unified Resource Locator. Unified Resource. This Unified Resource Locator is known as a request. What do we call? Request. We are requesting. We are requesting what? If you go to hotel, you will request idli. You will request dosha. To whom? The person who is serving you, the person is called as a server. Here we are requesting by writing a one URL, Unified Resource Locator. The one which is serving you, that is called what? Server. Server will serve you. What it serves you? Whatever you request. Okay, you requested something, it won't serve something else. Same thing. I am asking, I want the website homepage. So where is the pages? All the pages we have developed, whatever so far, these are all pages I kept here. These are all pages I kept. What are the pages we have? All the pages. What are those pages? These are all the pages who developed with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap or React.js, whatever you have been developed, everything kept inside this. This is there. Okay, now from here it has to send a page that is called response. That is called response. So whatever you are requesting, you got the response. The one who served you, that is called, we call it as a server. Server is serving whatever you are requesting. So request and response has been done. But here we need to understand these are all the pages which are existed here now. Here I will show you one problem. Here I'll show you one problem. What is the problem? See, the problem is that this index.html page has a 400 lines code. Index.html code has a 400 lines code is there. How many lines? 400 lines. These 400 lines code existed in the server. Server is located in America, somewhere else, very far. In India, here I opened my laptop, I opened a browser, Chrome browser, I have written a HTML, HTTPS, www.mysite.com, I have entered, press enter button. So as and when you enter button, the request goes to server. Server will check, evaluate, check everything. If request is good request, then you will get a response. You will get a response. See, very far location this is existed. You are asking a request, giving a response. You can see your application. Right, how many lines? 400 lines code came and executed here, so that you can see here. Right now, if I click on customer.html, there is a one option called as a customer option. What is the option? Customer, okay, product. Such kind of options are available with us. Whenever you click on this customer hyperlink, what you are asking, I want to see the customer page. If you click on the product, then you are asking, I want to see the product page. Am I right? You want to see the product page or customer page based on that. As and when you click on this product, again one more request raised. Again going to server. Again server checking. Again for that request, what is the page? The page will be sent as a response to client. Whatever you are doing here, these activities are called as events. Based on user event, a request is raised to server, the server responding accordingly. Clear? Every time. So if this website is opened by 1 crore people around the world, they are at a time they are clicking. So 1 crore requests are coming to the same server. Am I right? They keep on traffic increasing, more and more people utilizing the same. Clear? So this is affecting the performance of the application. You need to increase the more servers. One server is not enough. Keep on increasing the number of servers when people are and customers are increasing to use this website, right? So this is very costly matter. Okay, this is very costly, expensive activity, right? This is a one problem. The second problem, every time the code is coming from, see, index.html. What is that? Index.html. How many lines code is there? 400 lines code. And again I have clicked on the product page. Product. Again product page. How many lines code is existed in the product? 400 lines code. See, if you observe, this is a main page, index.html page. This is a logo part, same for every page. Header, same for every page. Footer, same for every page. Left side, same for every page. Only this part has been changed according to the request. If I click on the product, this part has to be changed. The remaining everything to be same as it, same code, right? So what I did, the code whatever I have written for these areas, same code existed in each and every page or not? Problem number 2. This is the same code you are repeating again and writing again and again. No reusability. Such kind of development, there is no reusability. Understand? Reusability is not existed. Secondary, third one. The product, whatever the code, the same code is repeated, and whatever the code already existed on the top of the same code, again same code is loading. This is a problem, right? So here, like this, so many problems are there. People are stopped developing this kind of development. So then what we develop inside the React.js? Inside the React.js, we are not going to develop what? Pages. We don't develop the pages. We are developing what? Components. What are the components? Header.js, JavaScript file. So 400, 500 lines of very complex UI, we are going to breaking down into smaller UIs. Okay, na? Smaller UIs. Header.js, left.js, main.js, right.js, footer.js, login.js, signup.js, product.js, okay, na? Customer. Are you understanding? Okay, na? Clear? So whatever the components are required, see what is this? These are all going to be building blocks. Using these components, if I want to develop one page, this is the page I want to develop. So what should I do? If I render, if I load this header here, then immediately you can see the header part here. So this is one more page I am going to develop. So what I have taken? Header. Again I am taking left. So left came. Then again, what is that? Main. I'm loading whatever you want. You can use that part. particular. I don't want right, so then I want footer and footer table. Now you can ask me a question, where are these components? These components also available here only. These components are available here only. First time, whenever you write this URL, press enter button. Very first time when a request is going to server, all the components relevant to this application, how many components are there, all components are coming and loading inside your browser memory. Inside a browser, it will be each and every component. All components are coming and loading into here. And now here we have the same thing. What is that? Same thing is existed here also. Alright. If I click on this product here, now what will happen? So this is going to be a main. This is going to be a main. First time which is loaded. Second time, whenever I click on this product, instead of main, so what? This product now, this product will be loaded here. The product will be loaded here. So now you can see product. Now this is called as a product. So where is the product? Server side or client side? Very first time every component came and loaded in the client side. Now if you click this one, something, whatever your activities you are conducting on your web application, there is no request is going to raise to the server. There is no request is going to raise the server because every component is loaded in the my browser. And see what is happening in the React.js, the specialty of the React.js. We are not sending request to server because everything is existed on the client side. The first time came and loaded. And whatever you can see here, can you see this one? Whatever application you can see, that is called technically, what do we say? DOM. What is this? Document Object Model. And internally, React.js will create one more that is called virtual DOM. That is called DOM and virtual DOM. So the virtual DOM which is available inside the browser in React.js it will create. See, if you click on this product, then only this part is going to be changed here by the product component loaded. When product component is loaded, this part is changed. So now can you see this change here? No, because whatever application the user is able to see the application, here there is no product. As when you click on the product in virtual DOM, this product is loaded. So between DOM and virtual DOM, okay, there is a reconciliation algorithm. What is that? Reconciliation algorithm is there. What is the job of this reconciliation algorithm? Immediately it will identify the difference of the virtual DOM and DOM. Whatever the changes affected in the virtual DOM, immediately these changes will be affected here. Okay, this is everything is happening in your browser. Everything is happening in your browser. So we are not sending any request to the server. So 1 crore people, if they are requested very first time all components loaded into their missions. After that onwards, need not to send any request to server. Server is very free. Clear? Understand? This is what exactly what virtual DOM What is the DOM, reconciliation algorithm? In React.js, we have a reusability. Reusability is there or not? Whenever I want to use any component, just I can call the component. I can render that component. So need not to write the same code again and again like whatever we have written separate pages. This is very wrong model. Okay, we have developed application in the form of components. Only one page is available. The first page that is called as index.html. Only one page. That's why we call it as single page applications, SPS. Single page applications. Only one page. All are remaining components. Whenever you click, drag something you are doing, components gets loaded into the same index.html. Whenever you click on, before clicking product, what was the page name? Index.html. When you click on a product, then whatever the page is low, whatever the page is exists on the same page, index.html. There is no other page. Only components are changed. Only components are. This is our front end part. See, our front end, our full stack application, web application development. I am going to teach you this front end and user interface. So here we are going to discuss about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap. These four technologies we will discuss very thoroughly. Okay, and we are going to discuss about React.js, right? React.js. Here we have a server in India. Here we will create one project. Here we will discuss what? One project. In front end part, separately we will discuss one project. I will teach you how to one project. You are going to develop one project under my guidance. Okay, after explanation of all the application development parts, whatever I am going to teach you, after that you can develop a project. Okay, any one project you are going to develop inside the front end, right? So next, every time I am asking, we are sending a request in the form of URL. The request is taken by server. What is a server? Server meaning is what? Server meaning is not a mission. Server means it's not a mission. Server means there is a one software we are downloading and installing. What is that doing? Whatever the request is coming from the client, the request has been taken. And all the requests, whatever we have, requests are to be mapped. Request, whatever we have, already all the requests are written. If any request is matched, whatever the request is coming from the client, who is client here? Who is client here? Who is client? Anybody? The client is this. What is client? What is that? Tell me. No. Browser itself, it is a client. Inside a browser now. Request is coming from where? Not from this mission. It is coming from the browser. In which mission this browser is running, that is a client mission. Actual client is what? Browser itself is a client. The client is sending a request to the server. What is the job of a server? Server has to check. Already we have written all the requests inside the server. Whatever the requests are coming from the client, any client, the request is existed already here. If the request is existed, if the request is matched, that is a good request. The request is existed, that is called as what? Good request. If it is a good request, okay, we need to do something. If we need to do something, what we need to do? The request means something they are asking. The request is, please provide idli. If I ask idli, what he has to do? What he has to do in the hotel? Directly will he go to kitchen and get the idli? No, not possible. That is very wrong model. He will go to cashier. Table number 2, one plate idli, then he will give a token. The same token will be provided here. Same kind of structure, same kind of token. So the token, whatever we are taking, okay, if you take the token, go to the kitchen, if you give token, then only you will get. Here also, a token will be raised from here. The token is checked here, verified. Okay. So after verification of has been done, here internally it will create some controllers. Which controller has to run? Controller is not a piece of Java. Okay, na? Right. Now, controllers. The code I have written here. Which code I have written here? So when request is coming, for request we need to do something. Okay, na? The request we are writing in the Java. The code, whatever the code I have written at server side, the code is what? Java. So taking requests, identifying requests, and verifying, evaluating requests, all these things are done by look at here. First we are learning Java here. Okay, now what Java is going to do, we have one more layer. According to the request, there is a one more layer, third layer, that is called as what? Data layer. That is called what? What data layer is doing? Okay, what data layer is doing? So inside this data layer, there is a database. There is a database. So what is the job of database? Database contains what? Tables. This table has a data. This table has a data, columns and rows, no? As a data. Database. This database existed inside the RDBMS. This is called what? This RDBMS can understand only one language. What is that? Anybody? Huh? Yeah, this RDBMS can understand only one language, SQL. So to understand a better RDBMS, we should know what is that? I will teach you SQL part. Okay. Okay. And now see here, the Java is going to connect this RDBMS using, we call it as what? JDBC. After connecting, there are ORM frameworks are there. Object Relational Mapper. ORM framework, that is Hibernate. Using Hibernate, you can read the data from database. Okay, what are the data you are reading? The data will come here. What is the response by executing a Hibernate statement? We'll get a data. Clear, understand? Data. The data, whatever it is coming, the job of Java is taking this data, keeping into where all the pages, components, whatever we have now. So it will keep, it is going to send this page after keeping this data into that page, sending this as a response so that now you can see the data, the product data or customer data, whatever you want to see, you can see. This is the request and checking the code which is executing and executing JDBS ORM statement. Then we are getting the data keeping into that page, whichever page I want to send to client. This is here we are using after Java we are going to learn in JDBC. Okay, and after that Hibernate. After that, the pages, whatever pages we are developing now, what are the data we are keeping in the pages? This page is called as a Java server pages. Okay, inside a Java server pages, we are keeping the data. And who is that understanding a request, a response, processing request and response, identifying the controls, which control has to run. This is solvers. Okay, solvers. This part is called as what? Advanced Java. This is called as a core Java. This is called as a advanced. Now here advanced Java, and this advanced Java today is not existed in the industry. But old application, if you see anywhere, okay, if you see anywhere old application, you can find out this. And now what happened here? Now Spring came. What is that? Spring. People are called Spring Core, but there is no such word. Spring. What is Spring? It is a web application framework. What is that? Web application framework. Using this framework, what we develop, we can develop a web application. Okay, the web application, here we have a JDBC Hibernate so that they can get the data, they can connect. No, here also JPA is there. Okay, now using JPA, what we are going to do, we are developing an application. We are developing a, yeah, so JPA will connect to database, backend database, and will get the data. Okay, so in Spring, we are going to discuss about JPA part and what is the Spring container. This is the main heart of the entire Spring container. Inside Spring, what is that and how to write a first Spring program, how it is working. We need to check this kind of things are and and Java based configuration, XML based configurations. So we have a Spring Bean is the Bean life cycle. Okay, we'll discuss about this and Spring Beans. What are the Spring Beans? Why we use? How to injecting the objects by the Spring Beans classes? Okay, auto wiring, right? These are all we'll discuss. This is a completely web application development. Nowadays, there is a one more application is there, somebody's application, not our application. This is called as a third party application. What we call this is third party. What I want to do, I want to connect to this third party application. Somebody developed with Python, some .NET application, something. I want to connect and I want to get the data from here. Why? Because my data, actually data is existed where data is existed in any RDBMS like a PostgreSQL or MongoDB or any cloud. Okay, any cloud. My data is existed in the cloud. My data is existed in the MongoDB. My data exists in the PostgreSQL somewhere. You know. But when you come to third party application, my data is not existed here. Somebody application is there, my data is existed there. That person if give application data, then I can show him. For example, you have a one website, you are giving a training to somebody through your web application. So many customers are there. Some other company identified this matter and they call you, they're asking, we want to display our products in your website so your customers are purchasing, I will give you 10%. So now how you can show somebody's application products into your application that is developed with .NET, Python or something, you developed with a Java. How this will talk? Not possible. So to make it is possible, we need to develop is API. application programming interface. So this application programming interface to develop, there is a JSON data which is transferred from between one application to another application, actual data. So this API is going to create all these application programming. It will make a communication between two applications, even though they are developed with different technologies. Are you understand? Even though they developed with different, they can communicate each other easily. So to make it is possible, we have a Spring Boot. What is that? Spring Boot also we have a data JPA to get the data. Okay, here we develop REST frameworks. Okay, now REST framework using this. So to do this, we need a framework. There are so many frameworks are there. One of them is very popular framework is what? REST framework. In Spring Boot, we are going to do with that. So here we are discussing Java and advanced Java and Spring Web Application Framework. Here we are going to discuss all the things. Once it is completed, then we'll go to Spring Boot. Okay, Spring Boot application. And in the data side, we are going to discuss SQL part, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, and what is this AWS? AWS is a cloud. AWS is a cloud. I want to store my data inside the class, not into server. Yeah, these cloud people are providing a service for that, a facility. I am developing an application. There is a sign up page. Customers to sign up. That means sign up page will give you customer information, which is very valid. Okay, na? For us, we do business with that information. I want to store this information somewhere very securely, not in my server. I don't want to store here. I want to store somewhere which is cloud. AWS cloud. There is a one service called is a Agnito. Agnito. Okay, now. And I want to all my customer documents, Aadhaar, PAN, whatever they are providing to us, I want to store. There is a one more service called S3. I want to deploy my complete application. There is a EC2 server. You can create yourself a server, you can deploy. Lot of services are provided by cloud people, any cloud, AWS, Azure. So today, if you say I don't know cloud, you won't get a job. Okay? Today, if you say I don't know cloud, you won't get a job because everybody working with cloud. Nobody maintaining the servers. There are a lot of serverless applications, serverless architectures are coming, serverless applications. Everything is done by cloud only. So I'm going to teach you how to work with cloud. What is MongoDB? MongoDB is not a structured data. There is no structure at all. Okay now. So how to store our data in MongoDB? Still MongoDB I want to keep MongoDB. MongoDB existed in the cloud only. Anyone cloud I can keep. Okay now. How we can work with all these technologies and we will develop a project. We will develop a project. So this project is a second project. First project, front end side we are going to develop. Second project is back end side. Once project is working, we are working with project, we will go for a resume preparation. The first problem to get a job. The first problem to get a job is your resume. People won't call you because of your resume. Okay, na? Companies don't know about you. Companies are looking for resumes. Companies are not looking for employees. Companies are searching for what? Resumes only, according to their requirements. Right? I want a Java developer. I will search for a Java resumes, not Python resumes. So the first problem to get your job, your resume. Okay, na? In our resume, we will build in such a way that they will call us at any cost. So that is the one technique. So after that, interview, how to tackle interviews, how to tackle preparation. You don't need any kind of a job assistance. You can do yourself job assistance. You can identify after this. We'll go to portals, job portals. Everybody, so the people who are saying we will provide you job assistance, that is not required for you. You can do yourself job assistance. How to identify my job inside the portals, and how to read that description part according to how to change your resume. Practically we will do in the classrooms. Every day I'll go for a 1 hour class. Every day 1 hour class. After class, whatever we have discussed inside the class, after 1 hour we'll go for what? Practical session, 30 minutes. Every day the practical session is what? 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes practical session, you will be open your laptops, you will ask your doubts while practicing whatever I taught you every day, whatever I'm going to teach you every day. So you will practice in 30 minutes, and 30 minutes you'll ask your questions to me. How you did this? I'm not getting. So the one example you explained here, you are getting output. I'm not getting output. I'll show you your mission. Okay, na? So this kind of practical session will happen inside the classroom only. Inside the classroom only. Any questions? Then in SQL part, here it is SQL. Now we will discuss very thoroughly SQL part. Why? If you want to understand any RDBMS, if you want to understand any others, you should have a very good knowledge in the SQL. You should have a very good knowledge in the SQL. Then PostgreSQL is a one more RDBMS. We'll discuss about this RDBMS, and I'll show you Oracle also. Okay, if you understand one RDBMS, you can work with any RDBMS. Simple. And after that, MongoDB. It is a NoSQL. NoSQL means RDBMS will have a tables. Tables will have columns and rows, we can say. But in the MongoDB, you cannot see such kind of things. Okay, in MongoDB, no tables. Instead of tables, we'll see collections. Instead of tables, what we see? Collections. Inside a collections, yes. MongoDB, we have a collections. Inside a collections, we see documents. Collections are nothing but tables, like RDBMS. Inside a collections, we'll see documents. What is a document? Document is nothing but a JSON object. It is JSON object. So where you can see key and ID, key and value, key and value, every JSON object. So understanding JSON is very important here and very important here also. How to read JSON using Java, JSON files, how to read, those are all we discuss. And whatever the APIs we are writing, okay, now APIs, these APIs to be tested. What there is a one tool called as Postman. There is a tool called what? Postman. So inside a Postman, we can create a API, we can test it. Okay, we can do all these things. Right? Any questions, guys? Hmm? So inside a Spring framework, so these are the major topics we are going to discuss. Major topics. I'm not writing a detailed way. See, Spring introduction, advantages of Spring, what is Spring contain and its responsibilities, and write a Spring program to check whether first program you want to work with, and Spring Java based configuration, and Spring annotations. Okay, now what are the annotations? So many are there. Few examples: Spring Bean life cycle, Spring Beans. What are those? What is a dependency injection? Okay, so what is the use of actual dependency injection? How many ways of injecting? Depending how many ways are there, and auto wiring is framework. Auto wiring is framework with XML based auto wiring. Spring JDBC, it is required everywhere. Wherever database is there, DBMS, you can go for JDBC. How to do CRUD operations, inserting one record, retrieving, updating, deleting, Spring named parameter, Spring MVC, and AOP. Okay, uh, aspect oriented programming, Spring MVC annotations. These are all going to be discussed inside the Spring. In the same way, Spring Boot also very depth way we discuss, not the light. Okay, and after all these things done, I want to deploy my application. What should I do? You need to discuss build tools. Build tools. What are the build tools? Maven is the one build. We discuss very thoroughly inside a Maven how to create a web project. Okay, na? So this is going to build. The build will be given to Jenkins. Jenkins taking this build, okay, is giving to Docker. Docker to create a image. This image is going to be Docker Hub. So from the Docker Hub, what we are going to do, putting this image, we are developing a container. Containers are actual applications. These containers we are going to using. So one machine I am creating, one cluster I am creating here. One cluster is in Kubernetes. Okay, okay. Using Kubernetes, I'm going to create one cluster. Inside this cluster, I'm going to create a one node, or it depends upon the requirement and number of nodes you can. Each node is nothing but one server. Here, we are going to creating a one pods, one pod, two pod, three pods. Whatever the container is there, this container I am going to put into this pods, into pods. So this is the way our application is deployed into the cloud. So this part we are going to discuss. Are you understand? So here Maven is very important. Maven or Gradle or Ant. Okay, na? This is a very full pack of entire web application. It's not like a simple thing. Okay, it's not a simple thing. So we discuss about Mavens, how to create a builds, how to call the builds, what is Jenkins, where is my code? I have written a code in my laptop. The code I want to put into GitHub. Okay, now GitHub is source code management tool, and this is version code. Actually, this Jenkins is going to take the code from here to Jenkins. Jenkins will give to Maven. That will give build to again Jenkins. This build will give into Docker. Docker will create an image. From the images we are keeping into Docker Hub, and any configuration management tools like Ansible check that images, create a containers, keep them into clusters. Heavy pack. And let me tell you one thing which is very important here. This is a mandatory for a full stack developer. All full stack developers are thinking this is not our work, DevOps people. No, it's mandatory for you. Okay, na? It is very mandatory for you because my name is Raju. I am a full stack project lead. So my job is what? Full stack. My responsibility is development is complete my responsibility with my team. So what is happening now? Nobody is going to assign you any DevOps engineer today. Deploy yourself your application. Later, when we are putting into production, a DevOps engineer will be. And the dev servers, test servers, nobody will come to you. Okay, na? You have to deploy your application. Clear? In coming days, they will remove DevOps completely. Everything is going to be automated. Slowly, they are automating. Who has to automate? Who has to work? Your job. Okay, na? That is your job. So you have to do it. Clear? Understand? So Maven you must know compulsory build to. Even Maven only you will create a project. So inside that only you will develop everything. So you must know Git to GitHub. Okay. This part is also we'll discuss very thoroughly, practically. Okay, now 2-3 missions will connect. One person will create a repository. Okay, now how they are working, others, everything. That's why I'm telling you. After first hour, 1 hour, we'll go like this. Okay, now any questions? Huh? So any other questions relevant to course duration, something? Here I'm not talking about duration. Why? Did I explain duration? No, why? Asking duration is good or wrong? Huh? I want to complete in 3 months. Is it correct? Okay, na? So who will complete this course? You and me? Who is going to complete this course? Me? You. Who has to say course duration? మీరు ఎప్పుడు కంప్లీట్ చేస్తారు ఈ కోర్స్? నేనైతే 3 నెలల్లో చేసేస్తాను. It is very mandatory. Student has to complete the course, not the faculties. Very bad thing is faculty is completing the course, not the student. Right? You are a slow learner. She is a fast learner. So these people will learn fastly. Slow learners they have to complete slowly, no? Not hurry. No? So we have to learn this course in that way. Don't think about the duration. Automatically it will complete one day successfully, not unsuccessfully. This course will be completed by student, not the faculty. Are you understanding? This is the main thing. So now please ask me. Online guys, do you have any questions? Jansi, Vandana, Sai, Pasi, Chinari?
No, sir,
No.
it's clear.
Clear? Huh? Yeah, ask me any questions if you have. ఇంకేం అడగాల అడుగుతారా? ఏం ఎందుకు లేవు ఉన్నాయి ఏం లేవు అన్నీ చెప్పేసానా? Did I
Uh,
explain
ex-
everything? Each and every point?
excuse me.
Yes, please tell me, Jansi.
Yeah, sir. Sir, in which platform we are going to perform these operations? Like,
See, the code we are going to discuss, the code, we can discuss Eclipse. Okay, na? One
okay,
ID is
sir.
there.
Sir, what
Yes.
about Visual
Windows,
Studio Code?
Windows. Huh?
Visual Studio Code.
VS Code we use for the front end part.
Okay,
We use VS Code also, Eclipse also. Okay.
okay,
So this part to develop this part we I show you in the VS Code, and here Java we go for Eclipse, and we use a few of them. Maximum I'll show you each all platforms, whatever we have. Yeah. Anything else? Madagara? Miru? No, nothing. No questions. Huh? Student questions అడగకపోతే చాలా డేంజర్. తర్వాత అడుగుతారు, ఇప్పుడు అడగరా? Okay. So right. So let us recap once. Uh, Here we are going to discuss four technologies. Very starting here, we will create a lot of pages and small applications we develop, and then we go to React.js. Here also we develop a project, the project which is relevant to React.js. So 4, 5, and coming to here Java. Java will discuss more than 2 months, like that will take only Java and advanced Java, Spring Web application, Spring Boot. Okay, total duration would be more than 6 months. 6 months is the minimum. 6 months is the minimum duration. A lot of small projects ఉంటాయి ఇందులో, చాలా చిన్న ప్రాజెక్టులు చేస్తారు. రెస్ట్ పార్ట్లో ఉంటాయి కదా. Cloud will discuss. So if not, it's okay. ఓకేనా? ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి, మీరు ఏం చదువుతున్నారు? కంప్యూటర్ సైన్సా? సో ఐ థింక్ యూ నో జావా, C++. చెప్తారు కదా, సెమిస్టర్ 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 సెమ్ మొత్తం 6 సెమిస్టర్స్ టీచింగే చేస్తారు. లాస్ట్ 2 సెమిస్టర్ ప్రాజెక్టే ఉంది అంతే కదా. ఆ? మీరు చేసి మీరు సేమ్ చేసే ట్రిపుల్ చేసే మీరు సిఎస్సి, మీరు బేసిక్ కంప్యూటర్స్, computer applications. Okay. All are very good eligibility you have. Okay, now no one is here become computer guy, so that uh, all are freshers. Anyone is freshers? Huh? Okay, 1 year, 1.5 year, 2 years gap. If you have mm, whatever the training I'm giving now, you can put to 3 years experience. 3 years experience వరకు you can handle it. అంత డెప్త్గా చెప్తాను. ఓకేనా? ఇవే కాకుండా ఇంకా ఎలాస్టిక్ సర్చ్ అని, సో ఎక్కడెక్కడ అంటే అప్లికేషన్ డెవలప్మెంట్ మా ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు అట్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ డెవలప్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ సో మెనీ అదర్ అప్లికేషన్ టెక్నాలజీస్ వీ నీడ్ టు యూస్. ఇన్ ట్రైనింగ్ పార్ట్ ఇట్ మే నాట్ పాసిబుల్, బట్ ఎట్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ అప్లికేషన్ డెవలప్మెంట్ అవి కూడా చూపిస్తాను. అట్లీస్ట్ యూ కెన్ టాక్ టు దెమ్. సో 3 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్, 2 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ పెడితే హ్యాండిల్ చేసేయచ్చు ఈజీగా. ఓకేనా? సో అవి ఇంకా వేరే టెక్నాలజీస్ ఉంటాయి, టూల్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ గైస్.